guys, welcome to the Humanity. My name is Ever, and today's coloring adventure is all about Disney and the Disney coloring tag. This coloring tag was originally started by Minnie Rach. I will link her channel down below in the description. I have seen tons of people do this, and quite a few of them have said, if you haven't been tagged, you're now tagged. So here I am. And even if I haven't been tagged, I'm officially calling myself tagged. Because I've been wanting to do this for a while. I just haven't. Part of the reason is I really don't have a lot of Disney to color. So I do have this really cool book. Boom. Mickey Mouse Memories. It was $5 at Dollar General. It's actually a really cool book. I've already colored 2 pages in it because this book is like potato chips. You just cannot color one page because they're very cute, very fast. So I thought it would be easy to do. And I am not alone today.
Hey, y'all.
I have brought the spouse. I know you guys love it when I pull the spouse in. So I have pulled the spouse in for this one. So there are 10 questions. And we will start with the first one, which is favorite Disney movie. My favorite Disney movie is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And that has been my answer for the last 30 years of my life. I saw Hunchback in the theater. And I love the movie. I love how beautiful it is. I love the music. I love the gargoyles. So that's my favorite movie. My favorite Disney movie.
Mine would have to be the OG Fantasia.
Oh, God, I love the OG Fantasia.
Just because it's so fun, you know? Yeah. It's like visually dynamic. I mean, obviously.
I used to have that on VHS, and I would put that in all the time and just watch it over and over and over again.
Oh, we had that one, and we had Fantasia 2000 on VHS, and we would watch them, like, back to back.
Fantasia was one of those movies you could kind of put on in the background and do other things.
I remember very distinctly watching, the 2000 one, and I would sit there and just sort of slowly, like, with the 2 little gears that were in the VHS tape things, slowly rewind it by hand.
Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't want to waste the time like rewinding it and then putting the other one in. So instead I just did it by hand.
I love you.
I'm an old man now, huh?
Yes, you are.
VHS tapes.
VHS tapes. So, question number 2. Favorite Disney character. And I went around and around and around in my head about this. Completely forgetting about my favorite sad blue-gray boy. Eeyore. Eeyore is my favorite Disney character.
He's adorable.
I love Eeyore. I've always loved Eeyore. I've in my past have had Eeyore pajamas and Eeyore t-shirts and,
What really sticks out to you about him most?
I think that even though he's pretty bummed about, like, things in general, he still, like, loves his friends and keeps his head up and... to quote another Disney movie, he just keeps swimming. Sorry, that was terrible.
He does his best.
He does his best.
Mine is on the opposite end of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. My favorite is the Horned King from the Black Cauldron.
Yes.
And my reasoning for this. Now, I would like to preface this by saying Tinkerbell is very cool. And I like her conceptually. Mm-hmm. But if we're talking Celtic fae, she doesn't really fit the mold.
No.
When we want to talk about... Well, I mean, I think, like, Peter Pan was actually originally a book, wasn't it?
Yes.
And that one is a little bit messed up. So she probably fits there. But when we talk about what the Fae are meant to be, terrifying and entirely not understandable to us, the Horned King really sticks out as, like, yeah... I don't get what's going on here, but I am terrified and I love it.
That is a great answer. See, this is why we were discussing the questions before I started filming the video. And Abe's like, can I come on the video? And I'm like, yes.
I have opinions.
Because Abe has opinions, and they're good opinions. Okay. So, one of my favorite questions in this lot is favorite Disney princess. And my favorite Disney princess is Tiana, for a lot of reasons. Most of all being, I just think she's cool. I just think she's cool as hell.
She is.
I love Tiana so much.
Also, her singing voice out of all of the princesses, I think, is my most favorite to hear.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, just auditorily, I think she really, like, hits some groove in my brain that's just like, yeah, that's good.
So, who is your favorite Disney princess?
I don't know that I specifically have one, to be honest. I don't go too in for the Disney princesses, but I guess my first one was Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Mm-hmm.
And I go through these cycles of, no, she was totally well within her rights, to she was 12, to yeah, but it wasn't really about him, to but she was 12, but no, like, her dad was really messed up to do that to her, and I'm like, yeah, but, like, do understand, maybe we shouldn't be making deals with deep sea witches when we're 12.
And I mean, if we really wanted to delve into that whole thing, the original Little Mermaid was so much worse than the Disney version.
And here's a piece of historical trivia for you. The original had to be edited to be a woman, because originally it was a male merman who was longing for the prince and couldn't have him.
Oh, hey, I like that piece of history.
Mm-hmm.
That goes right up there that goes right up our alley, right?
It sure does.
I gotta find a color. Hold on. I gotta find a beak color.
Beak color.
For my girl. We'll go see what this one looks like. I got a little scratch paper over here. That'll do. Alright. Favorite, or not favorite, but underrated Disney movie. And I have mine written down, but I also have it a parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Hercules is an underrated Disney movie.
It is. It absolutely is.
It was hard for me to choose my favorites between Hercules and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I picked Hunchback. But Hercules is also up there. Also, The Black Cauldron.
That's mine.
Is an underrated Disney movie. Like, The
100%.
Black Cauldron and Sword in the Stone are two very underrated Disney movies.
And Robin Hood.
The furry movie. Robin Hood was so
well
good.
done, though, is the thing.
Robin Hood is so good. Okay. This next question I kind of wanted to skip, but it's important. And I think it's important because of just where I come from in the spectrum of things, where I came from and where I am now. And that question is number 5, opinion on Marvel and Star Wars. So here we go. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible, just because I don't want to really get into this, because I have a lot of strong opinions about things. But let me put it to you this way. I am old enough to know Star Wars 20 some odd years before it had anything to do with Disney, or more. I grew up with 4, 5, and 6, or 1, 2, and 3, depending on how you look at it. I grew up with the original Star Wars. I grew up reading Marvel comics way back in the day. All the old X-Men comics and Spider-Man comics.
Magneto was right.
So, Magneto was right.
Magneto did nothing wrong, ever.
So, my opinion on them is, I preferred the franchises before the mouse got involved. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah. I think maybe that's one of those ones where, like, more maybe isn't more. For me personally, I prefer Watchmen as far as, like, superhero stuff goes. Mm-hmm. And I prefer, for my space stuff, Star Trek.
Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that some of the newer Star Wars television stuff is fantastic, like the Mandalorian and the Boba Fett stuff. And that's all fine, and I may watch that someday. I'm not, like, jumping to watch it. I mean, I have access to watch it, I just haven't really thought about it, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. But
I haven't gotten there.
But I haven't gotten there yet. And it doesn't mean I won't get there, because I do kind of want to see The Mandalorian. But, that being said, like I said, I preferred those things before, because I'm just used to them from before, you know.
Yeah, sometimes the old ways were good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Least favorite Disney movie. Now, I will confess that there are a lot of the more modern Disney movies I have not seen. Just because I I have watching issues, and that means
We're both autistic, and we both have ADHD, and
yeah. So sitting down to watch things, like, we finally, how long did it take us to see Coco? Like, forever.
About 3 years after it
came out. And it was great, and I'm like, oh, I wish I would have watched this sooner. I love this movie, but like,
we just didn't have it in us to actually watch it because there's so much involved. And I think a lot of neurotypical people don't think about this. In the action of engaging with the media.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a difference between passively watching something and taking nothing in and engaging with the media, and we don't really have that ability to passively watch things the first time.
Yeah. No, I can't. I have to, I have a hard time going to theaters. I mean, last thing I saw in the theater was No Time to Die because it's Bond, and, But I would have liked to have seen certain movies in the theaters, but I just don't have the watching thing. So I have not seen a lot of more recent Disney movies. Now, the Disney movie that is my least favorite, I will confess that I've seen about half of, and that was more than enough for me to be like, no, I'm done, and that's Frozen, and I'm sorry. Because I know that, my God, everybody loves Frozen, and I just could not get into Frozen. And a lot of it had to deal with, I watched it in the middle of the hype, like with everything being Frozen and everybody loving Frozen and everybody singing Let It Go. I have a funny Let It Go story. This video is going to be so long.
Do it.
So, I don't know how long ago it was. Probably like 10 years ago or so. Straight No Chaser came to Austin, and my roommate at the time went to see them. And they did a version of Let It Go, but they introed the song in the funniest way. They're like, so this next song, you either know it or you don't have kids. And I laughed my ass off when they started singing it because I knew exactly what they were talking about. I can't say that the hype did not bias my opinion of the movie, because if you just are throwing, like, if it's everywhere, if you cannot swing a dead moose or whatever that one character is in the movie without hitting something frozen, but I just couldn't, like, the music is good.
It's fine. It's
not
Disney's best.
No, I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed some of the music. I just couldn't get into it, and I did try. Like, I'm not going to go into this and say, I hated Frozen, but I've never seen it. No, I tried to watch it, but I couldn't.
And, I mean, I saw it a bunch of times because at that point in time, I was babysitting my baby cousins a lot and helping out with them, and, it's... My thing is, to me, Frozen marked a very distinctive shift, because in previous movies, particularly previous princess movies, there had always been a degree of maturity to them, like there are themes that can really be delved into, and there's a lot more going on and a lot less sort of slapstick and a lot less to fill out time rather than filler. That's the word. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot less filler, a lot more happening. To me, Frozen sort of visually and storyline hit like someone just phoned it in last minute. Like, oh God, I have to get this project done. I guess, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Put the freaking snowman in. It's fine.
This, by the way, is why I hate working with markers, because I am playing Marker Chicken.
Marker Chicken.
And this looks like absolute garbage because the marker's running out.
I never have to worry about that with digital art.
Yeah, Mr. Digital Art over there. So there is our very opinionated opinion on our least favorite Disney movie. I mean, there are a lot of other Disney movies I did not get into. I could not get into Brave. I
personally love it.
I have Scottish heritage. I'm into Celtic things. I just couldn't get into it.
But I think, the reason for that, I think, is that the time that I tried to, watch it with you, you were mentally, very much somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we haven't actually watched it in a setting where you were prepared to take in information.
And I might rewatch it. I mean, how long did it take me to finally see Mulan?
Yeah.
And then fell in love with it in 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Mulan.
And again, I think if you were watching Brave, where you were in a mindset to take it in, you would actually really enjoy it. But you were not that one time that we attempted in a...
No. And the first time the first time it was actually brought to my attention to watch was with my roommates in Texas. And
that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other tale for a whole other day. All right. Let's get into happy things now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Favorite Renaissance movie. Now, mine, since Hunchback of Notre Dame is my favorite movie, obviously I'm not going to say it's my favorite Renaissance movie because I could pick another one. And that would be Lion King. And that's because I'm a Shakespeare nerd, and there's Shakespeare all over Lion King. It's not Hamlet.
It's not Lear.
It's not King Lear. It's kind of a mishmash of both. But there are incredible Shakespeare undertones to Lion King. And it was one of the first Disney movies that I really, really just fell in love with altogether. I remember very distinctly, my mom bought me the movie poster that had Simba standing on Pride Rock and Mufasa's head up in the clouds. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie poster. It's so cool. She got it like matted for me and everything.
It's funny. My very first blanket when I started sleeping by myself away from my parents was Lion King comforter. I had that thing for
that's adorable.
Maybe a decade and a half. Like I was still using it as a teenager. It was good quality.
So what is your favorite Renaissance?
Hercules.
Yes.
Danny DeVito.
That's why it's my favorite.
Danny DeVito. Hercules.
You can't. And the music was so good.
It was.
The music was so good. Listen. If you cannot jive with the opening of Hercules,
we can't be friends.
I don't know what to tell you. What are you doing with your life? It's so amazing. The opening of Hercules is like my favorite Disney movie opening ever. Like, it's so good.
And it's so quintessentially 90s. Like,
oh, yeah.
Beautifully, messily 90s.
It is. It really is. All right. So, I love this question. This is one of my favorite questions on here. Favorite sidekick? I actually have two because I couldn't really pick between the two. So, my two favorite sidekicks are Ray, the lightning bug from Princess and the Frog, because he's one of the coolest side characters in a Disney movie ever. Fight me. And Maximus from Tangled. I love that damn horse. I love that. I want a Maximus plush so bad. Every once in a while I'll go into I'll see the Disney store and I'll see one. I'm going, I want that.
So sidekick or side character?
It says sidekick, but I feel like mostly a lot of the sidekicks are side characters.
Okay, so I'm gonna cheat and go with the side character instead. The mole dude from Atlantis.
Oh my gosh.
I love that man. Oh my god.
Yes.
Favorite character out of anything. Amazing. Incredible. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
That's beautiful character design.
That's a great movie. That's another underrated movie.
Yes.
Atlantis is a seriously underrated movie, you guys. Oh my gosh. I love Atlantis. Okay. Now, neither of us have seen Encanto yet, but I'm familiar with the abilities of the House of Madrigal, or whatever it's called.
I am not.
So the question is, if you were a character in Encanto, what ability would you have? So, one of the family members can talk to animals. I don't know who, but that would be the one I have. Like, one of them controls weather. I think Bruno. I don't care. We're talking about Bruno, guys, okay? We're talking about Bruno. I believe Bruno can shapeshift. Like, turn into, like, just change his, like, appearance.
So are those the only abilities, or is it just, like, any ability, but, like...
I think it feels like it's any... And y'all can correct us because we haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it very badly, but, like, watching. There is... one of the sisters is big and strong. Like, she has, like, super strength.
I love her.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this movie, but I know I
You know who you're talking about? Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, me too.
Favorite.
Yep.
I think
the weather. There was.
Somebody.
This is what I think you would have for Encanto.
Yeah.
One of the sisters heals people with food.
Okay, that's pretty incredible.
So everybody in the village comes to her and she feeds them and heals their ailments.
I would love, though, a, like, smell manipulation.
Okay.
Because we both have such strong sensory stuff. If I could just make things not smell like things, do you know how many places we could go? How much stuff we could do? How much stuff would never bother us again?
Because we wouldn't have to smell it. Yeah.
We could go so many places. We could go to the gym.
We could go to the zoo.
Oh my god.
That's so funny. So the
We
last...
could go to a gaming convention.
Oh! Oh god, that was so good. Oh, this is why I married you. I love your sense of humor so much. The last question is kind of, I don't want to say it's loaded, but it's kind of loaded because it's very difficult for me to answer without being negative.
Oh.
And I'm going to try my best not to be negative about this.
Uh-oh. Spicy opinion time.
Have I ever been to Disney World?
Spicy opinion time.
And the answer is no. Now, not for lack of wanting. I actually had a big ambition that for my 40th birthday I was going to go to Disney. But around the time of my 40th birthday, I could not afford to go across the street. So
we were trying to get out of Texas. Well, no.
No.
I wasn't even there yet.
No, you weren't even there yet on my 40th birthday. So I
Your
do
car broke, I think.
I do want to go to Disney World or Land, doesn't matter. I'm kind of in between both. I don't know which one is.
No, we're way closer to Florida.
Are we closer to Florida?
You could drive there in about 16 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're close. So we're closer to Florida. I would like to go to Disney World. However, I am concerned that there are aspects of going as a childless adult that would make it very uncomfortable for me to go. Because I know that there are a lot of people that feel like if you are a childless adult, Disney is not for you, which I think is bullcrap. I'm sorry, but I want to go and have my autograph book filled up by all the princesses. And I want to hug Pluto. I want to do all that stuff, and I should be able to do all that stuff without any kind of judgment.
And, I feel like it's one of those things where, like, a few bad apples ruin the whole thing.
Yes.
Because there are plenty of people who can go and be perfectly respectful and, recognize that, like, yeah, kids first, but also, like, this is for us, too.
Yes. But there are some people that will have ruined that.
Because I did go as a kid. Mm-hmm. My cousin took us, and I remember very distinctly getting elbowed in the face by some older lady who was trying to get to, I think, Belle before us. Like, I was like 12. My siblings were like not 9. Hold on, I have to do math. 9 and 6.
I was like, you gotta do math, haha.
Yeah, and they were just like, this group of older women were just pushing ahead of us.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I see where we rank in this.
Yeah, see, and I'm trying to sort of, I'm trying not to say the phrase, but y'all know the phrase I'm talking about.
And again, it's like, there are a few bad apples in that group. It is not the whole group.
Yes.
But those ones are so visible.
Yes. And it's one of those things where, by proxy, I do not wish to be associated with these people that have bad behavior when they go to Disney. Because I very much, before the end of my days, would like to go to Disney at least once. Because I want to see Mickey, and I want to see Minnie, and I want to do all of those things because I'm a giant child. Like, this is stuff I like. I like Disney stuff, and I would like to go. Just once. And I know it's very expensive, and unless I win some sort of very large cash prize, it is not happening anytime soon. And that's okay. If I never go, it's not going to be the end of my world. But I would like to go. I would like to... I don't ride rides, so obviously I would just, go do, like, the shows and the parades and see the characters and eat the Dole Whip. I would eat so much... Oh, my God. If I went to Disney...
You would get so sick.
I would. I would just have to constantly be, like, shoveling insulin into myself.
At that point, you just need a pump.
Just need a pump. Just need an insulin pump for one time, just because I'm going to
I
Disney
just
World.
need it for 1 week. Can I just like rent one?
Yeah, because I need it long enough to go through all the Dole Whip in Disney World.
Hit up Rent Center like, yo, you got insulin pumps.
Oh my gosh. So there it is. That is the last question. To me, the most controversial question, because there is a lot of... And to be fair, to preface all of this, well, not preface because it's all over, but to postface all of this, these are our opinions. Obviously, they are different than other people.
You know, we're two geeks talking on the internet.
Yeah, we are two complete nerds talking about things we like on the internet. Obviously, our opinions might rub people the wrong way, and I'm not trying to be aggressive about them, and I'm not trying to be like...
But like, it's fair, you know?
Yeah. I'm not trying to be like, my opinion is the only way, because that is not even close to it. My opinion is just my opinion.
That's
and
what
I've
we got.
kind of held off on doing this tag for that reason, but I love it so much, and I like the subject matter, because I do, in some ways, like Disney stuff. So, you know, gotta weigh in on this, because there were really cool questions. I really like the questions. So, and in a few more strokes of my marker, Daisy will be finished.
Awesome, boss.
And
She's looking good.
That will be 3 pictures I've done in this book today.
Just today.
Just today. I will probably finish this book. I mean, it's not a large book, but this will show up in my finished pages. Oh, guys, that finished pages box is getting big again. It's going to be a long video, just warning you now. But there we go. We have done the thing. So, you know the deal. If you liked this video, do all of the things that YouTube likes you to do. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, that's something you can do. There's no obligation, but it'd be kind of cool if you did. I'm trying to get to my community tab, which is 500 subscribers, eventually. You know, if that doesn't happen, that's okay too.
And I have a question for anyone in the comments who made it this far. If you could see any modern Disney movie redone visually in classic Disney style, which one and why?
Oh, modern Disney movie done in classic Disney style.
Let's see it in the comments, guys.
Oh, I want to answer it too. Hold on. But yeah, put it in the comments. What modern Disney movie would you like to see in classic Disney? And when we talk classic Disney style, we're talking about Snow White, Cinderella, the classic animation.
Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, that's
Sleeping Beauty. Wow, give me a sec. It's going to take me a minute. So while I'm thinking, I'm hoping you guys are commenting, because I'm
Zootopia.
Oh, that would be cool.
It would be fun.
That would be really
It would be fun.
You know, I totally forgot about Zootopia. I love that movie. I would say, even though I haven't watched much of it, and I can't really say, I think I would like to see Brave done in classic Disney style.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
I would. Brave would be cool in classic Disney style.
100%.
Oh, that's such a good question.
Thank you.
I need to have you on more often. All right, guys, that's it. You know what to do, and I will see you guys next time.